Hi, my name's Roger Stebbins, and this is a tribute to Benjerman 2.
Well, my name's Benjamin. I'm in a musical duo with Tracy. We call ourselves Sparky and the Ancient Mariner.
I met Benjamin quite a few years ago, early 90s, at a music meeting. We hung out for a little bit, and then we kind of lost touch for a little while.
A friend of mine said, well, you're a guitar player. They have this meeting that they call a creative sharing meeting, and it's just all about music. And so I went, because music just makes you feel good, you know. It made me feel like, well, because I'm not drinking anymore doesn't mean I have to be a wallflower. And before you know it, I was writing these little 12-step program ditties, and they were horrible songs, but they came from me, and I knew what they meant, and the people around me knew what they meant, and it was cool.
I stood up and sang Amazing Grace because it was the one song I could think of that I thought maybe I could actually sing, and I thought it would be neat to do that for my grandfather. So I had, after that though, you know, and it was shaky voice, I call it shaky voice, you know, when you're really nervous and you're trying to sing. And so I was bolting out of there, and this one gal called me over and explained that Benjamin might be looking for somebody to sing with. Somehow, I think what happened was I showed up at the meeting the following week, and Benjamin was there. And I think he gave me his number.
We worked on a song called Comfort by My Side,
Yeah.
which is one of my early writes, and worked out really nicely. When I was the boat captain, you know, I worked with a lot of young people for those years, and working their way through school or whatever, and they were in and out and in and out, and I was the Ancient Mariner, and I stayed that way after I left the boats. And when I first met Tracy and started singing with her, I just saw her as kind of a spark, and I started calling her Sparky. She knew what I wanted, and I knew what she wanted and what was going to do, and it's been a nice road. You know, when my mom died when I was about 3 years sober, and I went back to Colorado to her funeral, and I think I cried for a couple of days. And I think I cried for all those people that I didn't mourn for, you know, all those years that I just went and drank. And not just for Mom, but that's, you know, some guys that I know real closely in the program back then were telling me that's probably what happened, because you suppressed all that, and now it was really a good, you know, good feeling to be able to do that and release some of that, whatever it was.
And I got to go to a really nice school in Saratoga Springs, and they had a great dance department, so I was pretty excited about that.
I didn't get drunk or totally stoned, but I was, you know, I definitely took the edge off before meets. I just started really overdoing it with drugs and alcohol at that point, and sloughing it going to practice. The next thing you know, I lost my scholarship.
I think what I loved about that whole creative outlet was that, you know, all those things that go on inside you in adolescence that you don't necessarily know how to express, you can do that through a part or through music, and share that with the world in a way that, you know, you can very often help somebody or change somebody.
I was in the military for 4 years, and I wanted to leave from the day I got in, from the day of boot camp. Man, it was horrible. It was just, it was right out of a Twilight Zone episode to me. I mean, you just get knocked around, and I mean, I took to it. I acquiesced, and I became the Marine that they wanted me to be.
I needed somewhere to go, and I found a meeting in Long Beach, and it was a good meeting.
I don't know what it was, maybe counseling, maybe I'm okay, you're okay, all that stuff. And it wasn't, it was a 12-step program.
You kind of feel like when you give up alcohol, like you gave up your best friend. if you're an alcoholic.
When there's no more running away and there's no more alcohol or no more pills or no more drugs or no more whatever you're doing, there's other things you have to do. And other than getting in bed and pulling the covers over your head, you got to get up and do something. And so that's what we start doing. Music has just been a tremendous part of our recovery and in our ability to stay away from that old stuff that we used to do back in those days.
Benjamin, you sure be missed. We enjoyed your music and your company.